With that little wake-up sound, I bid you good morning. And welcome to worship with the Unitarian Universalist Church of Ventura. I'm Worship Associate Jim Merrill, says so right there, and I am joined by Worship Associate Ryan Schumacher. Our minister, Pastor Eric Halseth, is out of the pulpit this morning, and today we are pleased to welcome back the Reverend Dr. Betty Stapleford, who is no stranger to our pulpit. A little bit about her. Reverend Betty grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, where she became an active part of the civil rights movement in 1963. After graduating from college and earning an MA in English, go English, she began her teaching career in 1965 and taught high school English and theater for 27 years in Delaware, having officially become a Unitarian Universalist in 1967. After retiring from teaching, she moved with her husband to California. There's her husband. In 1995, where she entered the Claremont School of Theology. And in 1998, she received her Master's of Divinity degree and was ordained and was called to the Conejo Valley UU Fellowship, now Chalice UU, in Thousand Oaks as their minister. During those years, she also earned her Doctor of Ministry in Pastoral Care and Counseling at Claremont School of Theology and retired as Conejo's Minister Emerita in 2010. Throughout her time in parish ministry in Thousand Oaks and also the congregation in Verdugo Hills, La Crescenta, she was also active in social justice work with Clergy and Laity United for Economic Justice of Ventura County. And you may see their name as CLU VC. The Social Justice Fund of Ventura County, Planned Parenthood of the California Central Coast, the UU Justice Ministry of California, and the Adelanto Visitation Network. After retiring from parish ministry in 2015, she became the affiliate community minister for social justice at the UU Church of Santa Paula, where she served for more than 9 years. And she retired again last January. Now she's back at Chalice UU of the Conejo Valley as a congregant and has continued her social justice work in Ventura County and beyond. Hopefully, she says, retirement will work this time. We are so glad to have you back in our pulpit again, Reverend Betty. So you have all come here in many ways, in person and online. All participants in the many beautifully various and also very alike people who come to worship together as one loving community. We worship here on the land of our Chumash neighbors' ancestors. May we respect their living presence and this ancestral land, tended for so many years before the ancestors were swept up into the mission system. Y'all are welcome to wear masks wherever you sit throughout this sanctuary, but we do thank the person sitting in this side section by the windows which is a section for folks who are most comfortable being among other masked worshipers. Our next Path to Membership orientation will begin Saturday, November 15th from 9 a.m. to 12:30 in our green room, right back there. This is a great opportunity for recent arrivals and newcomers to learn about our church community. Please join us for an important congregational meeting today at 11:30 to learn about adjustments to this year's budget. After the service, you can grab some refreshment in Berg Hall and be ready to return to the sanctuary at 11:30 to learn about the outcomes of our thorough congregational process. Let me remind you, as always, to refer to the announcements in the weekly email message, UUCV this week, for current announcements. Now, enter the sacred space. Bring with you what is yours, a burdened heart, a joyous song, a wearied spirit, a seeking mind. Bring the gift of yourself to the altar. It is an honorable gift. Let us enter sacred space.
I am Worship Associate Ryan Schumacher. We invite those who are Zooming or streaming into this service to light a chalice or candle at home as Jim lights the chalice of our free faith here in the sanctuary. These words are by Lois Van Leer. We light this chalice not because we must, but because we may. We light this chalice not because we have the truth, but because we come bearing and seeking many truths. We light this chalice in connection across culture, distance, class, and language. We light this chalice that our religion may become a beacon of light, hope, and justice. We light this chalice to kindle our hearts and our minds.
Our call to worship this morning was written by Marta Valentin. We come together to honor the universal community of seekers to which we all belong. We gather today to share from our deepest place of safety that we might nurture ourselves by celebrating one another. We call into our presence this hour our ancestors whose love, labor, and commitment made it possible for us to be here now. Let us call one another to the table of abundance, that we may feed on those fruits that sustain us and ever ask to grow. Let us be open to this moment with hearts that have no borders and minds that have no limits.
Good morning, everybody. Hello, y'all. Hi, I'm Zach Spencer, and I invite you all to rise in body or in spirit as you are able, as we all join each other in singing number 1000, Morning Has Come. It's a real corker. Have you sung this one before? Okay. Morning has come, arise and greet the day. Dance with joy and sing a song of gladness. The light of hope here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. A new day dawns, once more the gift is given. Wonder fills this moment shared together. The light of peace here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. Open our eyes to see that life abounds. Open hearts to welcome it to among us. The light of love here shines upon each face. May it bring faith
Now I'd like to invite our children, or those of you who are feeling particularly childlike this morning, to come and join me up front to share our time together. I have a story.
And if you all brought anything to place in our basket, the kids will go back out and gather them from you.
Life to you I give.
Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. I have brought a friend with me, and this is a caterpillar. His name is Tiger because, well, I'll tell you about that later. His name is Tiger, and he doesn't remember a lot before he became a caterpillar. Excuse me? Oh, I'll have to share that later, too. So, but he really enjoys being a caterpillar. And I think he's really quite lovely. The green color, don't you think that's a nice color for a caterpillar? So, but before he was a caterpillar, he was an egg, and then he was a larvae, and then he became a caterpillar. So he just wanders around and people watch him, and he's a little bit furry, but not too much. But one day he started feeling really, really strange. It's kind of tickly, and he didn't really know what was going on. And all of a sudden he was covered over with this kind of film, and he was just kind of hanging there, and he didn't know what was going on. And what we know is that he was in his chrysalis, which is a place that... What?
Was he just hanging?
He was hanging on a branch in this little sack that was allowing him to change. And then all of a sudden, he felt a kind of a jerk and a wiggle. And then, just as the young man on the back row said, he began to change. And he changed into a butterfly. And so, you know, we have changes in our life, not quite like this one. We don't change quite that much because we grow up as tiny babies and then we just get larger and larger and older and older. At least some of us do that. But change is just a part of what life is, isn't it? All kinds of things change. And sometimes it seems like a miracle, because he's really quite lovely now. And have you ever seen butterflies migrate up, big bunches of them flying through the sky?
Yeah.
Or hanging, maybe you've seen pictures of them hanging on trees. The butterfly has a very short life, only several weeks. But this process is just kind of an amazing thing. And each one of you is an amazing thing too. And you will grow up to be beautiful and grow up to encourage other people to find the beauty in themselves. And so thank you so much for joining Tiger and joining me in sharing this story. Thank you so much. And now I think you will go to your classes.
Let's sing our children out for their wisdom exploration. And if you would please, you're already doing it, rise and face the center aisle and form a bridge of love for our children to pass under.
We hold you in our love as you go,
Each Sunday, this congregation gives away our collection to an organization in the larger community or to funds that help people in our own church. Those at home have two ways to give: through the link posted in the chat or by texting from your phone to the number on the screen. Folks who are present here in the sanctuary can text to give, or you can still write a check or give cash and drop it in the box at the back of the sanctuary. You can do this either during the offertory music or right after the service. Our offering this week goes to Friends of Field Workers, an organization whose focus is helping farm workers and their families here in Ventura County. Help includes assistance in obtaining cars, clothing, bedding, furniture, medical care, books, and more for families in need. Recently helped was a teen entering middle school in Port Hueneme. Previously just getting by in school, she was introduced to MyCop and other organizations that quickly saw her potential and helped her focus on high school, getting into college, and her goals for the future. Friends of Field Workers funded her orthodontia work, including transportation to her appointments, and also granted her funds to go to college, to visit colleges. She finished high school at the top of her class. And she won scholarships to UC Berkeley, where she is in her second year. She's planning to become an immigration attorney. Active in student groups, excelling in her classes, this daughter of field workers is a beautiful example of how the financial and inspirational support provided by Friends of Field Workers can help a person be the best she can. So thank you for giving generously, as we always do. That was so lovely. Thank you, Zach. And thank you We are grateful for the generosity of this congregation, which helps us weave a tapestry of love we call community.
Now is the time in the service when we hold up the great joys and sorrows that grace our lives. We place stones in water for both the celebrations and sorrows in our hearts, making ripples that are felt throughout our community. You can submit a joy or sorrow for sharing via a link on the website, uuventura.org, or a link in our Thursday email bulletin, UUCV This Week. I invite you now to speak into the gathered community or write into the Zoom chat the names of those you wish to celebrate or memorialize, or those in need of the loving embrace of this beloved community. Jim will now place one final stone in the water for all the joys and sorrows yet unspoken in the silent sanctuary of our hearts. We are grateful for all that sustains our lives, and we remember that what touches one of us touches all of us.
Please remain seated as we all sing together number 1053, How Could Anyone? How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
And now, an inspirational reading by Vincent Silliman. Let religion be to us life and joy. Let it be a voice of renewing challenge to the best we have and may be. Let it be a call to generous action. Let religion be to us a dissatisfaction with things that are, which bids us serve more eagerly the true and the right. Let it be the sorrow that opens for us the way of sympathy, understanding, and service to suffering humanity. Let religion be to us the wonder and lure of that which is only partly known and understood. An eye that glories in nature's majesty and beauty, and a heart that rejoices in deeds of kindness and courage. Let religion be to us security and serenity because of its truth and beauty, and because of the enduring worth and power of loyalties which it engenders. Let it be to us hope and purpose, and a discovering of opportunities to express our best through daily tasks. Religion uniting us with all that is admirable in human beings everywhere, holding before our eyes a prospect of the better life for humankind which each may help to make actual. And now I invite you to take a moment to be in silent meditation and to think about what these words may mean in your life and for our world. Amen and blessed be.
It's not that unusual when everything is beautiful. It's just another ordinary miracle today. The sky knows when it's time to snow. Don't need to teach a seed to grow. It's just another ordinary miracle today. Life is like a gift, they say, wrapped up for you every day. Open up and find a way to give some of your own. Isn't it remarkable? Like every time a raindrop falls, it's just another ordinary miracle today. Birds in winter have their fling and always make it home by spring. It's just another ordinary miracle today. When you wake up every day, please don't throw your dreams away. Hold them close to your heart, 'cause we're all a part of the ordinary miracle. Ordinary miracle. We are all just kinds of miracles. It seems so exceptional that things just work out after all. Just another ordinary miracle today. The sun comes up and shines so bright and disappears again at night. It's just another ordinary miracle today. It's just another ordinary miracle today.
Sermons come from lots of places. And when you're a minister, you're always looking for a new place. Now, I have the luxury of not preaching every Sunday, but in some ways that's more difficult because when you know you're going to give another sermon the next week, you're always looking, whereas I have to be all of a sudden, oh my gosh, the sermon is coming up. And then there are those people who say that, of course, every minister has one sermon. It just gets reworded each Sunday to change the meaning. But this particular sermon comes from a rock that I have on my breakfast table every morning. And it says, "Believe in miracles." You notice I changed this a little bit and put a question mark after that because we're not used to thinking of miracles. We think of those as kind of supernatural things that this external power creates, but there's another definition, and that is an extremely beneficial or unusual event, a thing or an accomplishment that seems impossible. And that's what I want to talk about today. The possibility of what we can create as a group, what miracles can do for us, and what we can do for others in that process. We care about others and we want to do something for them, and it seems impossible. You heard the story of the young woman this morning. Who could have thought that that would have happened? And all of us, perhaps unknown in our conscious minds, have experienced miracles. One of my favorite quotations from Frederick Buechner is one in which he defines vocation as the place where your deep gladness and the world's deep need meet. And that is a miracle. I'd like to tell you a story. Some of you know that I have, for a number of years, visited the detention center at Adelanto. And if you'd like to talk about that, and I'm back at it again. We had to take a break during COVID because they, in fact, Adelanto was not following the protocols for COVID. And so they were ordered to let go all the people who were there. So gradually, over the period of COVID, they all left, are now out in the communities, or they were deported. And just recently, we've started visitation again. I spent 5 or 6 years visiting people. And one of the young women that I met was named Wendy. And Wendy was, well, she was not the happiest person in the world. She always seemed to be having some difficulty, physical or depression or whatever. And I would go in, there's a different way of choosing who you visit each time. Some people say, well, I want to visit as many different people as I possibly can because a lot of these folks don't get any visitors. And I wanted to really get to know some of these people. So my usual mode was to go back and visit the same people each time I went, once a month or twice a month sometimes. And so Wendy had lots of difficulties, finally found some hope in a group, a Bible study group that one of the other detainees was running. There are no programs at these detention centers, by the way. If you go to prison, they have all kinds of great programs that you can take and get college credits and all those things. At the detention centers, there is nothing provided to do. So many of the people started making, this sounds just kind of bizarre. It was kind of a miracle, actually. They created items, decorative items, out of ramen containers. They cut them up and put them in strips and wove them together in flower arrangements, all kinds of just little pieces. One young man made women's purses out of them. The decoration for these women's purses was the silver out of the inside of potato chip containers. Well, they can't do that anymore because Geo, the group that owns Adelanto or runs Adelanto, told them that they couldn't use those materials, they belong to the center. So, but this young man made this absolutely gorgeous purse. It was orange and had silver trim around it. And if any of you want to see a picture, I have one. So I was his front person for the larger community. He sent these purses to me, and I found buyers for them and then put the money in his account. As some of you may know, I wear purple every day. He had made me a purple purse. But unfortunately, he was deported before he ever got to give it to me. And I said, you know, you need to sell that purse to someone because you need the money at this point. So please do that for me. But Wendy was kind of bereft. And she joined this Bible study group, introduced me to the leader of the group, and it changed her life. She got out during COVID. She got knee replacement surgery, so I can identify with that. Some of you perhaps can identify with that too. And now she has a cooking show. She sends me, unfortunately, because I don't speak Spanish, I can't understand, but the food looks absolutely wonderful. And so I said to her, she was sent back to, and now is in touch with and lives with some of her family members in Arizona. And she has this cooking show. And I said, that's great, wonderful thing. And she says, yes, I'm going to become the Spanish Martha Stewart. But there's a miracle. Going from a person who really just had kind of given up on life to this person who now has, and she is just so animated and showing you all the beautiful food that she's making. But not all of the stories, of course, are quite as miraculous or beautiful. The man who fell to his death in the Camarillo raid, where 300 plus other people were taken in. Some of them are still, and I was getting calls a couple of days ago about some people that had been taken in during that time, and their families are having real difficulty getting to them or finding them, being able to visit with them. They're the children who are in fear of going to school, not necessarily for themselves, but because when they come home, their parents may not be there. The older children who have to sign agreements or documents at a much too early to have this responsibility to be guardians for their younger brothers and sisters who may be left without parents. And it's still happening. And one of the reminders to me that things don't always work out the way you hope. I'd like this to be a feel-good sermon, but some of these things just are not miraculous. They're terrible. A young man that I visited, his name was Muhammad. He had been beaten, and a group of people in his particular city beat him up because he wouldn't join their group. So he escaped and came to this country, and I got to know him at Adelanto. And he was ultimately deported back to Sierra Leone. And I kept in touch. And really exciting thing that happened in my life was that he got married after he got back to Sierra Leone. And he and his wife had a little girl whose middle name is Betty. But here's the sad part of it. About 2 months ago, he said, I'm in the hospital now. They don't know really what it is, but they're trying to do research and find out what's happening. And about 3 weeks ago, I got the message that he had died. Evidently, it was stomach cancer. And I haven't been able to get back in touch with his wife and his daughter. His daughter is now 5 years old, and so cute. I have pictures of her too. What would we do without the miracle of WhatsApp? But I think about our center core values as Unitarian Universalists. And I'm glad to see you have them all. This is what a wonderful work. I don't know who made this, someone from this congregation. And it's just a great, beautiful, beautiful piece. But I think the most important piece, and you have it out on your, you have these things down, you know. Love is the center. Yes, yes, it is. So when we think about miracles, we think about the miracle of justice when it happens, and it doesn't always. We think about the miracle of equity when people, not the same as equality, it's giving people the same opportunities to succeed. People's lives can be transformed through the caring concern of other people and their own ingenuity. And those people aren't all the same. There are lots of different colors and cultures and languages, all beautiful, all miracles. And we learned that there are lots of intersections of these miracles that happen, along with the bad things that happen. And the glory is that we can do something about that. I've never believed that religion was something that we just talk about. It's something that we act about. We put our faith into action in the world in ways that make a difference. Today we have generosity was expressed in your offering today. Giving to others to help miracles happen in their lives. And so, what is it that we can do? We can share our resources. We can share our love. We can share the ways in which we have been so privileged and can reach out and create miracles together. This is not something that you have to do all by yourself. That's the beauty of it. You need to do this with other people, to join together, to share the things that you know will make people's lives better. I know a number of you are already doing that. So in some ways this is speaking to, I guess not the choir, but the congregation that already does a lot of this. But I just want to encourage you, because sometimes it feels like we're all by ourselves. It feels like, and every time I get out the newspaper or see something online, I go, can it get any worse? And the answer, of course, is yes, it can and does. And so the question is, what are we going to do? And I can't answer that question for you. You've got to find out what you can do. And I find now, having celebrated my 41st birthday for the second time last year, that I can't do quite as much or quite the same things that I used to be able to do. But I can do something. About a month ago, a group of us, and this has been something that we've done, the UU Justice Ministry of California has done for the last 3 years, we built a house in Tijuana. Now, I say we, I painted. including painting myself, but that's another story. But some really talented people went down to Tijuana and spent a day and a half building a house. I have a picture of that too. This is amazing. People have talents and skills that I only dream of. They do wiring and plumbing. And when those walls go up, this is not a palace, but this is a family that lived in so much less than a palace. They got the key to their home and worked with us in building that house. So you need to find out what it is you can do. And I'm always inspired when I see this quote from our UU minister, Edward Everett Hale. It's in our hymnal. I am only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something I can do. So I'd like to encourage you to find that something that you can do, and find others to join you in that effort, which makes the work lighter because you're sharing it. And yes, miracles can happen. Every day you get up and you don't always know what the day is going to bring. But sometimes you can do something truly extraordinary to help those people out there who are suffering, some people who need food, some people who need medical care, some people who just need someone to come visit them because they don't have many people to come visit them. And so, please be encouraged. We can make a difference. We can create miracles together. And now our closing song.
That's right. It's time for you to rise in body or in spirit as you are able, as we sing number 10, Immortal Love. Immortal love, forever full, forever flowing free, forever shared, forever whole, a never-ending sea. Our outward lips confess the name, all other names above, but love alone knows whence it came and comprehends
Please join me in reading the words on the screen as we prepare to extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. Those we carry into our lives until we are together again.
And now, words of benediction, adapted from Rebecca Parker. In the midst of a broken world, unspeakable beauty, grace, and mystery abide. None of us alone can save the world. Together, that is another possibility waiting. So let us move forward together to create miracles. May it be so. Amen and namaste. Thank you.
You're all invited to Berg Hall. Remember your checks or cash in the box, and be ready to come back for a meeting at 11:30.